Hello, colleagues. This is a discussion about ABC Company's engagement survey results and drawing conclusions on the next steps following the engagement survey, drawing correlation between engagement survey and customer satisfaction. So let's start by reviewing the background of the company. The ABC company recently had an employee engagement survey. Today, we would like to review engagement survey results, drawing correlation between engagement survey results and customer satisfaction survey to establish potential opportunities for the company to increase its engagement. The reason the company is relatively new to the market, it has been operational for a couple of years, and it has 2,500 employees. Company's leadership sees employee engagement, as one of the key drivers to successfully achieve company's business goals. The reason why the company's leadership puts employee engagement at the core of its performance to achieve its business objectives is that there is clear a correlation between customer satisfaction and employee engagement. And this leads us to the point, which is the business goals of this company are increase year-to-year sales growth and increase customer satisfaction, basically having building relationships with customers that would enable the company to retain them, building a loyalty between customers and the company. So this is proven through numerous researches. It is proven through numerous researches that customer satisfaction is achieved through employee engagement. And when you have issues, obviously that leads us to the point that if there are issues with customer satisfaction, then the way to address it is basically to review the engagement and to see how to improve the engagement results. So to further dive in to further review and see how the importance of addressing the engagement, to confirm this, I have looked into correlation between engagement survey and customer satisfaction, and correlation coefficient result is 0.56. It's a positive correlation coefficient result, which means that there is very clear correlation between engagement survey results and customer satisfaction. And looking even one level deeper, I've looked into the employees who have responded to the employee engagement survey at a lower end, have also received lower level of satisfaction in the customer survey. And obviously, consequently, employees who have responded quite high and positive on engagement survey received higher satisfaction from customers. And particularly, employees on average, if you look at all employees on average scored lower on to question number 3, 4, 5, 8, and 12. These questions are related to belongings, to the way how employees are supervised, the learning and development opportunities, promotion, compensation package. So further, I looked into what were the key drivers based on the 12 question survey results. employee engagement survey questions, and from the questions it is clear there are 7 key engagement drivers. There are 7 engagement drivers. Those are meaningful work, career growth and development opportunities, empowerment and recognition, belonging, leadership, culture, tools, benefits, and entitlement. And from this 7, it appears that only 4 are key to are the ones that the company needs to focus on to improve. These 4 employees have responded quite lower than to the other key performance drivers on these 4 drivers, which are empowerment and recognition, belonging, benefits and entitlements, career growth and development. So it is clear from the data analytics results, that employees who have scored low on this, generally employees scored low on this 4 key drivers, and those who have scored lower on this, less satisfied, let's say, less engaged on this key, on this 4 engagement drivers, they also were rated lower by customers. So based on the data reviewed, there are several recommendations and that the company needs to address. For example, there are 3 recommendations to lead that would help the company to improve its employee engagement. The first recommendation is to have a common understanding between leadership and employees of what business objectives are. Communicate those business objectives to the employees, and establish regular monitoring, performance monitoring of performance monitoring, how the company is doing in achieving its objectives, business objectives. This could be something similar to what we have, for example, reviewed in the last course, a balanced scorecard that would provide on a quarterly basis review of financials, HR, processes, and customer satisfaction for the company. Then the second one is to work on HR programs, targeting those 4 performance drivers where employees have scored at the lower range, and where there is clear correlation and less satisfaction with by customers with employees who have scored lower on this 4 engagement drivers. And the third recommendation is to basically have an ICT support around this HR programs and HR structure, to make sure that there are proper ICT tools that not only enable the HR function and leadership to implement the HR programs, but also to have proper reporting, data analytics, that the leadership and HR could measure effectiveness of these programs. So the leadership and HR should identify metrics that would allow the company properly monitor and measure effectiveness of these new initiatives, and ICT, a third group, to be supporting through the creation or adjustment of the tools, these initiatives, to make sure that there is proper reporting and obviously for the implementation. So the next steps, the recommended next steps, is to create 3 working groups. The first working group to align and strategize companies' business objectives, and also communicate those objectives clearly. Make sure that there is clear monitoring how these objectives are achieved, basically performance monitoring based on the objectives identified, as described previously, through a process similar to balanced scorecard. And making sure that, for example, employee personal objectives are in line with business objectives. Then the second working group to work on the HR programs, design HR programs based on the business objectives and employee engagement results. Focusing on the 4 drivers that were key performance drivers, that were engagement drivers that were identified previously. So the first one, as an example, it could be reviewing recruitments, making sure that people are hired with the right skills, and including those that have supervisory functions. So people are hired with people management skills who have had experiences to manage. And if they are missing something, there should be adequate support provided through learning and development. Then there needs to be the recruitment process should also be reviewed to make sure they're light, but also strong to be able to identify people with the right skills. Then the second, within the HR program, one of the other HR programs that could be looked at, it's learning and development. There needs to be a skill, perhaps a skill assessment gap, to see what skills are missing, how to upskill the workforce based on the business objectives, to make sure that the workforce is adequately equipped to enable the company achieve its business objectives. So to review what formal training should be provided, perhaps coaching sessions, mentorship programs could be developed. Also looking at those who have supervisory functions, making sure that they have adequate knowledge on how to supervise people. Perhaps formal trainings could be provided, mentorship, again, programs to those that have supervisory functions, making sure that they know how to give feedback, how to manage performance, how to have difficult discussions, providing those trainings, making sure that they're held accountable, or they understand their performance properly managed, that in their performance there needs to be a discussion on career development. They should be encouraging their employees and supporting on career development opportunities, leading them, constantly having discussions on how to grow, what to do. The learning and development opportunities or discussions are addressed through performance management system, and not just to tick the box, but to meaningfully make sure that people are supported to grow. Then this HR group not only would need to come up with HR programs, but also to establish metrics that would enable the company to measure effectiveness of these programs. And the third group to focus on reviewing the existing IT infrastructure around HR function, making sure that all the HR initiatives are properly supported by the existing HR tools. If there is a need to implement or develop something new that needs to be addressed, and making sure that not only there is sufficient ICT infrastructure around HR function to not only implement the HR programs, but also to provide proper data analytics reporting to be able to enable the company's leadership and HR to measure effectiveness of this initiatives. So these are the next steps and the recommendations for the company's HR and leadership. Thank you.